Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Carlos. Today we'll be reviewing another volume session with very light weights, easing into the volume program for these 10, 12-week periodization blocks. So today, focus was on back rows, focused on the T-bar with very light weight. So observations on the T-bar. Many people do not believe in this exercise because it seems to have a very limited range of motion. And I have to disagree about the effectiveness of this exercise due to that factor. Yesterday, I totally honed in on the mind muscle connection, and on a very rare occasion that I got an extremely effective pump from some very light weights. Now, reviewing the video, it would seem that the back is not moving at all. Like there's no real movement on it. Looking at it objectively on the camera and subjectively while doing the exercise, that couldn't be further from the truth. I felt the engagement of every single muscle in the back fully extended and fully contracted. So it's a strange situation there with the T-bar, where it would seem, you think you would need to like row extensively, very long rows for the muscle to be activated. And no, it's like that partial movement that's seen on the video is actually engaging every single muscle fiber, especially contracting it to the full. So it's visually a very misleading exercise. To me, it does provide all the stimulus, all the contraction, and the extension necessary to develop those back muscles, and they have worked for me. So I didn't go heavy at all. It just went to 3 plates max today. That was a very, very easy sets, very doable. And basically looking for that range of motion, which is the most critiqued part of the T-bar. And no, it's just not true. It's just not true. It's highly effective. You don't need to row for 5 feet in front of you and to bring it back. No, this thing here, this partial thing, that what seems to be a partial is actually extremely effective. Same thing can be said with the low row. So yesterday, it's not on the video, but did the same thing with the low row with half the weights I usually do, and just going for the peak contraction. As soon as the contraction is starting to mitigate a little bit by the extension, I bring it back and just keep it there at that range of just crunching and contracting and cramping the muscle. So those 2 exercises were highly effective. Did those one after the other. Started back with the upper body with the delts after my pec tear. I got into the rear delt military press machine, the rack thing there, and brought it back on behind my neck. The first few reps felt somewhat strained on the pec. It's not a pec exercise. Obviously, all the strain should be on the delt. Nonetheless, it is highly stretched in that position. I managed to sort of limber up and just let loose and bring the bar all the way down to the base of my neck, all the way down, hyper, extending, and just did it with the bar. And let me tell you, it felt like therapy. It felt great. I want to go back and do it again, this time with more weight. The pec is feeling awesome. The stretch is really helping with that rehabilitation. But again, I just did volume with just the bar as therapy, as rehab, and it felt great. Then from there, I went to the machine press, these close grip machine press, and that also highly effective. Like I said, for this block, we're abandoning like the really heavy weights, at least for most of the training sessions. We will go up in weight if we feel like it, if we really want to. But mostly it's staying with the lower ranges and keeping time under tension, drop sets, staggered sets, and all the intensifiers we can use, so we don't have to go up into those high weights and give our CNS a break. Even though the high volume it's not the same. I mean, you do get tired with high volume, but it's just not the same fatigue level as doing really maximal weights. What else did we do today? Tried the triceps, but a little bit of a soreness in the elbow. So we're listening to our body, and so I stayed away from that. What other exercise did? And the abdominals to start off the session. The first thing we did was the incline abdominals, really focusing on the crunch, on the contraction, and making each and every single rep count. So that was basically that for today. Very easy workout, somewhat modest volume. I think it was up into the 25,000 pound total range. We need to get these workups up above 40 to 50,000 pounds during each session. This is progressive also. We don't go into the max volume just starting out the periodization block. We start off as we're doing, like 20,000, go up to 30,000 and 40,000. That's how I keep track more or less of the volume that I'm doing, is by tracking the total poundages. So that's it for today. Very short presentation. God bless everybody. And again, I hope you accrue some value or anything that you can use out of these videos. Amen.